What up, what up? We back, episode number 10. It's your host, Kingside Blaze, and we're here with Yeee TV. It's another podcast, another beautiful Friday. Thank God we made it. You know, shit, anything can happen every single day. But hey, look, it's always a beauty and a pleasure when I could always have somebody, a reputable out of the Valle to be on the show. You know, it's a blessing. I always like to see my fellow Valleros, you know, exceed and succeed and be the best that they can be. You know, and if we could be here to support each other, man, that's what the hell we're gonna do. You know. So let me go ahead and have my guests introduce themselves. Go ahead, homegirl.
What's up? It's your girl, Kriminallydivine. I'm from the West Side. I rep the Northridge.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Northridge City. Let's be exact, right?
Yep. And C.
Yes, sir. So, hey, real quick, you grew up all your life in Northridge City, right?
Nah. So I grew up in North Hollywood.
Okay.
But when I was growing up in North Hollywood, I went to I was really bad. So I just went to Kira Street. Then I went to Madison, 6th grade, and then from there I wasn't allowed to go to any schools around there, not even LAUSD.
On the whole east side of the valley.
Yeah, well, LAUSD's one school.
Oh, I get you. Yeah, my bad. I thought you just meant on the east side.
No, LAUSD completely banned me.
Yeah. So what happened after you got banned out of there?
I got banned out of there because I did some dumb shit, some really dumb shit. I used to kick it with the homies that would be at Jack London and Grant High School.
Yeah.
And they used to, if you knew, then in 2016, 2015, all the skaters used to come from Jack, the seniors to Madison. And
damn, you made me feel old as shit when you said 2015, 16. I was like, damn, I went back to 2010. Shit. Fuck.
They would all go right there. Even fools that were when I was 12, the fools 30, 20 years old would be smoking right there. It was just a spot because they went to Madison. Madison's been around for a long time.
So let's rewind a little bit, right? So from what age to what age were you in North Hollywood?
I was born right there.
Yeah.
Oh, I was born right there.
So what migrated you over to Northridge City? Was it?
Well, I was actually born. My mom had me in Northridge City Hospital.
Yeah,
right there.
Shout out to my siblings. They all born there too.
Yeah, I was born right there.
A bunch of baby kids born there.
Hey. Shit. I got that shit certified on my birth certificate.
Yeah. It's a certified baby kid.
I was certified right there.
Hell yeah. No, Northridge Hospital, man. Yeah, a lot of my family was born out of Northridge Hospital, you know. Unfortunately, I was born in North Hollywood Hospital. No, this North Hollywood, just saying, I wish I was born in Northridge Hospital too. It just seems like a bunch of badass kids came out of there. I want to be bad too, Shit.
Shit, menace.
Yeah, maybe that's why I'm too mellow. I'm in NoHo, Shit. So let's go back. All right, so when did you Northridge City became your everyday thing?
So when I was 11, that's kind of where it came a cycle where I was always on Instagram.
Yeah.
Man, since elementary when Instagram first came out, I was already on that shit making stupid pictures.
Did you just say elementary Instagram? What the fuck is going on?
I swear.
I'm thinking elementary AOL Connect. That shit was still beeping. Yeah. We trying to get a connect. Get off the phone, man. You fucking up the internet line.
Yeah. I look at myself now though. I'm like, damn, that was me taking stupid ass pictures.
Yeah.
I was like, hell no.
The regrets all start happening and shit.
Stupid ass usernames and shit. Yeah. Keep calm.
Hey, give me some of them stupid Instagram names. I didn't hear
my first one was
Baby doll.
keep calm _ lover, all this. Damn, also we were talking about love. I was like, hell no.
Shit.
That was bad, but when I was 11, I would smoke some weed and shit. Yeah. I was a good kid, but my mom let me go to my friend's house too much.
There was no boundary on
that. Yeah, my mom, she a good mom for my mom's my everything. That's my queen right there. Yeah. I have a whole lot of family, but she's my main one.
Yeah, she's your centerpiece.
Hell yeah, it's my heart right there. Fuck everybody else. I love my family, but
but fuck y'all.
But fuck y'all. My mama. Yeah. You only have one mom in this world.
Well, let's rewind. All right, so I want to start from the foundation, right? So growing up in the home, it was who? It was you, your mom.
It was me, my mom, my brother, and my stepdad. That's how I grew up right there.
You close with your brother?
We barely started getting close because honestly, when growing up, I used to see him out with his homies and shit, all banged out. I grew up seeing that. Big 2XL clothes,
same section
smoking, drinking. Yeah, my mom's been living at the same spot for years, bro. 20, 28 years, all that shit. I've been staying there for a long ass time, so a lot of people know that we live right there.
What music was coming out of the house? What were you listening? What were you hearing as a kid? What was your mom?
My mom used to like Tupac. My stepdad liked Tupac, the Biggie Smalls, but then it'll mix to some Debbie Deb and some fucking all that techno shit, but mix, Back then there was
old house music and shit.
Yeah, but when I started hearing the little Rob and Tupac that my brother would listen to and all that shit, I started liking it. So when I was 11 in the house, my getaway was getting a notebook and just writing. It was like my home. Like my brother didn't know I rap. My mom didn't know. No one knew.
You just kind of kept it to yourself.
Hell yeah. It was just like a thing where it was like, oh, this is my secret.
Was it a way for you to escape something, you think, at that time?
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Like the verbal abuse in the house.
Yeah.
Like my mom and my stepdad, like there was no price to him for me. Like he was like, a price to you doesn't matter to me.
That's crazy. Damn, you said that. So you said there was a lot of fighting in the house.
Hell yeah.
And the reason I bring that up is because a lot of writers start with a lot of mental abuse in the house, right? And the reason being is because when you're being suppressed by your parents or whoever is in charge in the house, like you can't really speak your mind. So the only way you can speak your mind is on the piece of paper.
Fuck
you
yeah.
know? So do you remember some of the first things you started writing as a kid, or like what it was kind of like emotion based about?
Yeah. The instrumental was Lil Rob neighborhood music.
Had to be.
It was literally like that shit was like, I remember
Hey, wait, hold on. So when you were listening to the Lil Rob instrumental, what was it on YouTube?
It was like, yeah.
You look it up on YouTube? That's crazy. Remember we had to download the beats off of fucking LimeWire and Morpheus and shit? We were giving our fucking computers AIDS and shit.
I had the long, now they have like the AirPods and shit.
Yeah,
like,
the AirPods,
Like I still use that. I don't fucking believe in none of that stupid shit. Like you lose it, it's gonna fall. Man, I got the string right.
Yeah,
like, that shit ain't going nowhere.
Hey, am I wrong? Am I right or am I wrong? When it comes to the Apple earphones, right? Like the ones with the wires have like better sound quality than the wireless
never
ones.
tried the AirPods, bro.
No? I always thought about them. Like, and plus, I'm like you, I just hate losing them.
Yeah.
You know, once you lose one, it's like fucked.
I stick with the, you feel me?
Yeah, hell yeah.
That shit, they ain't going nowhere. It's right on my phone. It's like right there.
Yeah.
You gonna lose the phone too? Like,
what was the best thing about your childhood?
To be honest, my stepdad and my mom, they gave me everything as a child. I'm not gonna sit here and sugarcoat and or make up lies like, oh my God, I lived a fucking hard life. I got hit with a wire and fucking 32
But at the same time, like there ain't nothing wrong with your parents giving you what you want.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like there ain't nothing wrong with that either.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm not gonna come here and bullshit. Like my family gave me whatever the fuck I wanted. I was a spoiled ass brat, bro.
Yeah, because the struggle doesn't come from like not having materialistic things. You know, like you can have all the materialistic things, but if you're getting, you know, if you're not getting the attention you need as a kid, or you're being abused, or you're being neglected, like that's still different types of like struggles and trauma that you're going through, you know? So like, let's circle back, and if you could take out like the best things, like what were the best things, you know, like that you could remember?
If I could have took out from seeing like my stepdad like verbally abuse my mom, then that would have been like really good for me. Like I would have seen things different. But every day growing up, I still struggle to like fix my vocabulary. I cuss way too much, bro. And I have 2 kids and it's hard, but I try. I try. Don't get me wrong.
Shout out my boy Tragic. That fool's been learning. He's been trying to stop cussing for like the last year. My bad, dog. Hey,
you're giving me no luck right now.
Hey, you know what's fucked up is like I'm his trigger, right? He'll be like, I'll really notice for like a day this fool will stop cussing, and then I'll be like, hey, fool, I'm like, fuck you, and I'll start fucking with him. He's all like, fool, palabra, I'm trying to calm myself down. I'm trying to be a better person. I'm trying to work on my vocabulary, but fuck you. You know, like when you trying to work on your vocabulary and like stop from cussing, like what are some of the things that still trigger you? Like I'm like, man, fuck.
To be honest, I try to not be like how I was before. I was a really bad person. I had a cold heart. Yeah. I really did. I was a...
Like, what do you think made you a bad person? Like what was it that makes you feel like, oh damn, I was a bad person back then?
Just a little story. Story like time. I said, when I was 11, it started with the weed, and my mom trusted me going to my homegirl's house. Yeah. And shout out to that one homegirl, always be at her house. She knows what I'm talking about. And I remember when we were kicking it, she had drugs right there, like hardcore drugs, you know? I tried coke. Weed stopped. I was 11 and a half, I was turning 12. So when I was 12, I did coke. I liked it. I was like, cool, whatever. But then she had like, we had that meth. There was an ounce of meth. Yeah. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna try this shit, you know? And at the time I was talking to my older homies, like from my hood and all that shit. Yeah. And like my road dog from my hood, shout out to my homie P. And then he was over here telling me like, hey, you like guy to the hood, like you gonna be from the hood, you gonna come kick it, you know? Yeah. So I was like, all right. So I remember I went to Madison and I had like an ounce of meth in my backpack, and I would ditch all the classes, and I got caught with that shit. And then my mom picked me up, and Mr. Hendrickson, the principal, was like, I've never seen in my 20 years a girl that's 12 years old come with a meth in her backpack and she's getting high. And my mom's like,
what the fuck?
My mom's like, Amanda, like, you know, because that's my name, Amanda. And they'll be like, man, Amanda, what the fuck? At the time, I didn't give a fuck how my mom looked. I didn't care about nothing. Yeah. So I went home and I went to the hood and I started getting high off meth, bro. I'm gonna be straight up. I was smoking that shit. I was sniffing that shit. I was getting high as fuck. I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna come on here and lie, bro. I'm gonna say it true. I got high as fuck. I was a smoker.
It says a lot about it. Well, one, I think you could talk about it because you came to peace with it.
Fuck yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you could talk about it because you came to peace with it, and you know it ain't your character who you are now. You know?
Yeah, I mean? And I changed a lot.
And at the end of the day, like, we've all had our struggles and battles, you know. Yeah. But if you could come up and like speak about it and be like, damn, this is what I struggle with, but this is how I overcame it. It just shows you like, okay, she's at peace with it. And she's strong about it, you know.
Yeah.
Being so young and doing, you know, obviously waters and shit. What were like some of the adventures you would go on? Because obviously, like you one being young, already having a ball of energy, and then smoking, and it's like, damn, like how much you had to have some stories.
Fuck yeah. So whatever, I got into my hood, and two of the homies put me on. I was 12, the homie was 12, the other homie was older, he was like, what, 15? And the homie that was my age, he was like, fool, I'm not gonna hit a girl. The homie's like, man, you better fucking hit her, fool. She wanna get to know you, better fuck her up. And I was like, fool, come on, nigga. Like, so he just a boom, they packed me out right there, like right there in the alley of my hood. Yeah. So whatever, I got my put on, whatever. He got his too, but like not for me, by other homies that were there, you know, because it's just different. He just wanted it by homies, so whatever. And since I was already from there, I remember going to Hollywood. My mom punished me. She's like, you're gonna go to your freaking dad's side. So my dad's family, my real dad, my dad already died when I was like in my mom's stomach, 2004, and we were Normandy and Melrose or Fountain, whatever. That's where my family lives. Same spot where my dad got smoked, right there on Normandy and like Fountain. He got smoked right there. About that. And what's it called? When I stayed with them, I was getting high right there with my cousin too. They let me go to this. They let me kick it right there at I think it was a high school or elementary. I don't know if it was Kingsley or some elementary that was there. Right. So my cousins left me with some fool from a crew, and he was from a crew. I was already from a hood, so I was just like, I didn't give a fuck, you know, no sleep, no nothing. I was just whatever. We go and we're kicking it. My cousin's like, hey, well, we're gonna be right back. Just stay with the homie, right? I was like, all right. Man, I'm kicking it with this one. I was smoking a blunt. I remember like it was yesterday. I was rolling a blunt and all that shit. And I had coke, so I just put it in there and I mixed that shit. And I was like, boom,
little P-Dog in there.
Yeah, I was like rolling that shit.
Primos, man.
And then I was smoking it. And then the homeboy right here from a crew in Hollywood, he's telling me, mind you, my cousins already left. Not too far from the house. Like they were close by. They're like, we're gonna come back. So I'm smoking right there, kicking it. This fool's like, man, I got so many fucking enemies right here. And I was like, where are you from? And he's like, oh, I'm from a crew. I forgot. It was some stupid crew. Like, I don't know, I forgot. And I was like, oh, damn, fool, that's crazy. I'm like halfway through the shit, all right? And the car, I won't forget, it was like some white car, like a Toyota or some shit. Pulls up, this fool's banged out. And this fool's telling me he has all these problems and shit. So I'm like, damn.
All these fools and shit. You're like, fuck.
Homie rolls by, gets out the car, and he's walking with this shit. He's gonna look at him first, not the female. He's gonna look at him. Even though I look banged out, the first thing men are gonna do are gonna come from the food. They're gonna go for the food.
Exactly.
The hyena later, unless she speaks. But I was just like fucking high as fuck. I was just like whatever. He comes up and he's like, "Hey, what's up? Like, where the fuck you from? You know?" And then he's like, "Didn't I tell you not to fucking kick it right here no more?" And I'm like, I'm looking at this fool and I'm like, I'm high as fuck. Like, damn, nigga, what you getting me into? And this fool's shaking like he's like, I'm not from nowhere, fool. Like, I'm not from nowhere. And I was like,
you should have went along with the other. You should have went along with the fool that was pressing. Like, yeah, what I tell you about being here, motherfucker?
I got mad as fuck. I'm high as fuck. I'm mad as fuck. And I was like, man, what the fuck? And I pushed him to the side. I was like, man, he don't bang what I do. I was like, what's up, fool? Like, I'm from Brown Pride Surenos. I'm from the Termites Clique. They call me Crimes. And then he's like, where the fuck you from? I was like, I'm from Brown Pride. Fool, I won't forget this day. This fool put it straight to my fucking face, dog. And I had a gun. I was 12. Was
the first time?
Yeah, that was the first time I ever had a strap. I was like, damn, fool, this gang making shit no jaw. I'm about to get smoked.
She's all like, I don't know why you come over here and mess with these people.
I was about to get smoked, fool. I was like, damn, fool, I just got my put on.
She's all like, damn, you ain't even made it through the probation era.
That came a little later, but like, nah, so he pointed at me. And then he's like, say it again. So I said it again. Like a smoker. I was gonna say it again. And I was like, man, I said I'm from Brown Price Surenos. And then he's like, he's shaking while he's holding it. I said, if you're gonna pull it, then do it. And then I didn't care about my life. I didn't care about nothing. And it was a little ass revolver. Like, I said, if you're gonna do it, then do it.
I thought I had that little here he.
You know, he had the little yeet, you know?
The Yosemite Sam.
So when
hear ye. That was that shit kid, that Abraham Lincoln.
He had the little blick, you know?
A little two-shooter.
Yeah, so then I was like, if you're gonna do it, then do it. Like, you know? And my cousins, they haven't came back yet, and my cousin's homie's like, hey, what the fuck you doing? Like, I was like, shut the fuck up. Like, you got me in this fucking mess, fool. And then I was like, yeah, just do it. And he's like, this is your last warning. Don't be around here again. By the time I come back, you fools better be like out of here, you know? So I was like, yeah, man, whatever. So as we sit down, I'm waiting for my cousins. This fool walks away like a bitch. Walks away, leaves. My cousins come back, and my cousin's homie's like, fool, your fucking cousin over here tripping, getting guns pulled out on her. Fool, my cousin whooped my ass that day. That was like my first time, like
you could have got smoked too.
Yeah, my cousins were like, "What the fuck were you thinking? You could have got shot right there."
So let's go back into that moment, right? All right, so you're standing there, you're 12 years old, you got a gun in your face. Like, what are you thinking? You're like, damn, it's about to happen. It's gonna be what it is, or you're kind of like, fuck, I hope this fool don't pull it, but it is what it is. Like, what were your thoughts?
To be honest, I'm gonna be very clear with it. Like, I didn't really give a fuck. I didn't care. I wasn't even scared. I didn't even care. I was just like, at first, the adrenaline's like pumping, dog. Like it's pumping, but it's just like I was so high, bro. Like I didn't give a fuck. I was like, I know what I signed up for, so whatever. Like, you know. We'll
go into that too, but let's rewind a little, and I want to know, like, what were some of your hobbies growing up besides like writing and music and shit? What else were you into? Were you into like sports? Were you into like drawing? Were you into anything at all?
Yeah, I was a hip hop choreographer, dancer.
You're a what again?
A hip hop choreographer, like a dancer.
Dancer. Yeah. What got you into it?
I did that shit for like 2 years when I was younger, before all this shit, like probably like 10, 9.
Right.
What got me into it? That was in like elementary, like, you know, my mom.
They had like dance teams and shit.
Yeah, but I was bad then too. I would like to fight girls. Like girls would be talking, I'll be like, shut the fuck up. Their mom, they'll tell their mom I'll be in the principal's office. Like, they'll separate the classes, because back then you're able to switch classes. Like, it'd be like, okay, Amanda's gonna go over here, you know, the girls gonna go over here. So I was just, I don't know, but it was just drill team, you know. When you finally like, when you really started going like 100 with it and started becoming like full-fledged with the hood and shit, like how did your brother take it? How was he with you? He left with his girlfriend. That fool lost track of his own sister.
He had in his own world. He got lost in his own world kind of thing, right? Shout
out to my brother though, I love you, but there's a lot of things he don't know about, like that I'm about to say, you know, and it's not his fault. I just witnessed a lot of things, the smoking, the drinking, the dressing. I thought it was cool. I thought a lot of things were cool. I thought gangbanging, throwing up signs were cool until you really have a gun pointed in front of your fucking face. You have 2 words. You either don't say your hood or you say your fucking hood. I said my hood.
But obviously one of them you can't come back from.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? And then you gotta make peace with that.
At the time, when you're high, you're high. And I was high as fuck. And I could have not came back, but thank God, like, you know, I got angels by me. You know?
Who were some of the homies that like inspired you to be from the Termites clique? Because I know, like, for instance, like our hood, we've become from a clique because it's usually like the people that bring you in and like raise you and lace you up, you know, and like mature you into like what is gonna be your program and shit. You know, like who were some of the homies that influenced you?
My older homies. One of them. You know, not Paz, but he, you know, he out the way. he did what he did. You feel me? But I'm not trying to say names. You feel me? So shout out to the homie G. You know, like he's the one that inspired me. Like I won't forget. He told me like, hey, you know, like at first they see there's no females like that from my hood. There's like 3 older like homegirls. This ain't the
90s and 80s anymore. They used to be like full on like home.
Like nowadays, you see a lot of hoods. They get like girls like 13 or 14 or like little girls, and then it's just like, okay, are we putting you on because you like to fight girls, or are we putting you on because you like to fuck the homies, or are we putting you on because like that's how I see it. Like a lot of girls think that this gangbanging shit's all about fighting bitches, like.
But let me ask, so are you the only girl from your neighborhood? Youngster, right?
Yeah, youngster. There's like a couple OG homegirls from our hood,
Which it's like that with ours too. We kind of like we kind of saw it as like, yeah, you can have girls from the hood, but like nowadays, to be honest, majority of like the problems that come from the homegirls are root from like other girl fights, cheese man,
or fucking another,
or fucking
all
somebody
that shit.
from another hood.
Yeah,
It just becomes like headaches, like in a mess. And
fuck yeah.
Usually that's how like a lot of beef started and all that, right? Well, when you were growing up from your hood and shit, how did you stay away from shit like that, or did you run into those problems first for your homies?
Man, my homies would tell me like there was some girl. Oh my god, there was some girl. The homie was fucking her, and she lived right there. I know she gonna be watching this too, but I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, we don't give a fuck.
The homie was piping her, whatever. And I remember she kept following us. This girl was smart as fuck.
Yeah.
She was intelligent. She was smart, and she's pretty. You know, I'm not gonna be a hater. And she had straight A's.
Yeah.
You know, and she started whatever. The homie was in love with her. The homie liked her. And me and the homies are thugging it. I wouldn't go home. I lived right there. I fucking, man, the homies would have like 2XL clothes and I wouldn't want to change.
Yeah.
Fuck, I was just
size
a nasty
52 ass
thugger,
fucking
fool.
501s and shit.
I wasn't paying attention to fucking fools or nothing. It was gangbanging, high drugs, all that shit.
Yeah, it all looped in
together. So the homies would always give me their clothes, be like, fool, here, like, I live right here. I'm going to bust into this trip. So this bitch, I was already like tired as fuck, no sleep for a week. I was off hot rails and all that shit.
Yeah.
She was following us, and the homie was like, tell her to go home. Like, what the fuck? She over here following us. Yeah. And the homie that she's fucking...
Hey, you were that homie when, like, when the homies come out in the morning, you're like, fool, go to sleep. Duérmate, por favor. Hey, you've been out here longer than the homies.
The homies told me that shit. I won't forget. They told me that. I'll get to that, too. They told me that shit. But this broad's following us, and the homies put me in the corner. They're like, hey... tell her to go home, like, you know, like, what the fuck is she doing? I go up to her and she tells me, I'm trying to be like you guys. And I was like, be like us. Yeah. And I look at her and I said, you need to go home. I was like, you don't want to be like us. Yeah. I was like, you want to be like me? I was like, I'm smoked out. I have no grades. I don't go to school. I don't go home. I don't sleep. What the fuck you mean you want to be like me? And then she's like, yeah, like, I just, you know, like, teach me how to fight or something. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, bro, go home. You have good grades. You have a mom. You have a house. Like, just go home. I was like, plus the homie wants to be out here with us. He doesn't want to be with you. And you bringing your hyena, that your hyena's not from a hood, and you're bringing her to it, like, it's just weird, you know? So the homie wanted space. So she went home. I sent her home. She went home. I was like, you gotta go home.
All right, so I want to know, like, you know, obviously people, like, you know, we all fucked around, done shit, right? And we all got smoker stories, you know? And you know what I mean when I say smoker stories? When you're like so fucking high and you do something, you're like, damn, what was I thinking of? You got any stories, like some funny ass ones where you're like, what the fuck was I thinking?
It was shout out to the homies from Langdon too. They're my boys.
The homies from Sepas.
The homies from Sepas Langdon, those are the boys right there. I'm talking about like the older ones, and I don't really know the new ones, but
the new ones are feeding me, homies. Shout out to Mr. St. Louis. Shout out to the homie Boogie.
Back then, when we were kicking it, I remember the homie, we were all high as fuck in the trap. I would be like, at the time of Rest in Peace Hazard. You know Hazard?
Yeah.
That's the boy, man.
I never got to meet him, but I heard a lot of good things.
Hell yeah, he's a good person, man. I got that food right here. I got that shit right here on my arm.
Hazard got a lot of people that loved him and were behind him. I heard nothing but good things about him.
And he was hella protective, especially over me and my baby daddy. My baby daddy took over the name Lil Hazard.
Yeah.
So I remember one time we were all in a trap, and I was getting high. Everybody was getting high. And I remember, like, you know, those pipes, you know? Yeah. The homie, I was in the bathroom, I was already high, and the homie broke that shit. It fucking fell.
Hey, how mad do motherfuckers get when you break the fucking pipe? Everybody look at each other like the Spider-Mans and the memes.
Like,
fuck, you broke that shit.
Fuck, you know, scraping that shit, like, getting the last and shit. Yeah. And that shit broke, you know? And I hear the homie, he's like, fuck, boo. Like, he's like, fuck, now we gotta wait on what's his face to come over here with more. that was gonna take like hours, you know? Yeah. I walk over there and I'm like, fool, don't trick. Like, relax. You know what you could do with this broken piece right here? Fuck the ball. Like, I showed him how to do like stupid ass like hot rails at the time. Like, to me, it's just, I could talk about it now, but to me, it's stupid.
Yeah, it's stupid. Yeah,
I already passed
remember, and you think you're like, what was I thinking of?
You know, like, you're stupid ass bitch. Like, what? So we did it, and we used to call them dragons. You know, the dragons. Yeah. So that shit was just, that's one funny thing to me that I had, and another funny one was when we're all getting high on the table, and we would fuck around with. We used to have traps.
Yeah.
So the homie from Lane used to run all that shit. So we would kick it right there, and we were in the trap, and whatever we gave some fool some shit so we could kick it. He was a tweaker.
Yeah.
Kick it right there, and he used to come out tripping on everything, a little noise, a little thing, you know. So we're all right there, and we dropped some big glass shit, and we're like, damn, this fool's gonna come out. So like me and my baby daddy and the homies were right there, and then boom, that shit fell, and then that shit went bam like the glass. And this fool comes out and he's like, hey, what the fuck you guys all doing? We were running to the door. And we're like, oh shit. We were trying to get out. We broke that shit. Oh fuck. You know, and then we got stuck on the door. He's like, what the fuck? Y'all gonna leave with no shit? And then the homie was like, man, shut the fuck up, fool. Like, get your ass in the room. That shit. The homie took it. He's like, all right.
It's all cool now and shit.
Yeah, he goes in there. I've had some funny ass.
Everybody knew when I used to get hired, everybody knew when I got hired because I was the type of homie where like if I called you after midnight, I was high and I'm calling you about some business ideas. Like I was at home, it was so fucking coked out. I'd be like, hey, fool, so trip out. Hey, look, this is what we're gonna do, fool. We're gonna make this much, fool. We're gonna flip it, and then we're gonna become professional business owners. And then like, and then in the morning, I'm like, I don't even remember none of that shit.
Hey, you lying?
Yeah.
I did not.
The homie's like, hey, what's up? But we still gonna do that? I'm like, do what? Shit, you got me fucked up.
Hey, business owners.
Hey, how many?
Hey, I pulled into the trap once. We got to Hollywood dude. I pulled up. I was like, I'll be back. Never came back.
Hey,
Never
shit.
came back.
People used to be like, hey, people used to always be like, damn, fool, like, what's up with you? And shit. I'm like, oh, I got ADHD. Really, I was high as fuck. You know, like, shit. But I forgot. He's like, nah, homie, I ran out of the sack and I was about to go re-up.
What's that shit called when you can't sleep too?
Insomnia.
Yeah. I used to say that shit. Like, fuck, I got insomnia. They're like shaking, fucking having relapses.
Shit, my eyes used to get red. It's be like, yeah, my eyes are allergic to like the air and shit. You know, the pollution got some shit in it. It make my eyes red.
Hell yeah,
Real
man.
quick, so so now let's go into when did you go from being a fan of music to being a composer of music? When did you start writing music and when did you fall in love with it?
I love my baby daddy and shit. Like, shout out to my baby daddy from Langman. Like, I got love for that fool. But I was with him for 6 years, and that's when I stopped everything, you know?
Yeah.
But to me, it's like, you got to leave a person if you love them, if it's getting bad. Because all the memories you have, that shit's going to die.
Yeah. If it's meant to be, and later on, it'll come back.
You know, like, you know, me and him, I went through a lot. You know, he did a lot. But I told him one day, like, I was like, look, I love you and shit. Yeah. But I'm never hypocritical, dog. Like, my baby daddy I used to get high with him. So who am I to judge, you know? I just wanted to help him.
You can't come from
I wanted to help him.
My bad.
So you feel me? Like, I wanted to help him. And I'll be like, look, if you're getting high, man, just tell me. It was basically like, you know, what every guy does, you know, cheat or get high. I didn't want to hate him just because he's doing all that shit, you know? And I used
it's kind of like you wanted better for him.
Yeah, and I used to be a petty baby mama too. I used to keep my kids away from him. But then one day when I got tired of it, this is where the rap shit kicks in. Yeah. I got tired of it a year ago. He was tripping out because he's like, I'm gonna go with the homies. I was like, all right, yeah, go ahead. Just let me know when you're there. He's like, what?
He's like, why aren't you tripping?
He's like, what the fuck? Why aren't you tripping? You know? I said, yeah, just let me know when you're there. And then I was like, let me know if you need me to pick you up right after too. Like, you know? I'll tell him, like, be safe though, like, be careful, you know? Because I know all of them.
But it was kind of throwing you off and shit. Like,
it was throwing him off hella. Yeah. But it's just like, I know all those older fools, like, because I used to kick it with all of them, you know? And
plus, if something happens, you'll find out about
I'll know quick, yeah. So I trusted who he was around and who he was with, you know? And what's it called? I would just make sure he was good. Yeah. And he would just trip out a lot, like, why is she letting me outside? And then one time I seen some shit on his phone, and I sat down with him and I said, look, man, it's okay. Like, relax. You know, he was tripping. He thought he was gonna lose me. I said, you're not gonna lose me, but we just can't do this no more. I was like, I love you with my whole heart. You're like my best friend. I thugged it with him.
It's like, I love you enough to let you go.
Yeah, I love you enough to let you go. Like, you know, I thugged it with him. I can't hate somebody that I thug. You know, I got him tatted on my body twice. Like, I love him a lot. You feel me? Yeah. And once I let him go, he was doing some dumb stuff on the streets. You know, I would try to talk to him. He's in prison right now. He's getting out soon, so I'm gonna make sure I could only do so much. I could only give him the best advice I could. And
if someone wants to change, they'll change. They'll change when they're ready. Know?
And I let my kids see him. I let them talk. I let them see him because I'm from a hood in Life Shore. I've seen way too many people die. Like my brother Manos, rest in peace, from Langdon, bro. Like I witnessed him die, and like I witnessed him like not breathing no more. Like they unzipped him, and I looked at him. I couldn't believe it. I was like, hey, wake up.
What was that moment like for you?
Fuck, fool. I couldn't believe it. We knew each other since we were 12.
And just to be gone like that.
Yeah.
I always tell the little homies, right? Like, I tell them I always peep game. Like I always peep game. But one thing I always talk to them about when they're out there is like, hey, make sure you're always checking your surroundings. Make sure you don't always have two earphones on. I mean, don't have your earphones in your head. Don't be stuck on your phone. Like, because when something happens, it happens so fucking fast. Too, fool. Well, to be honest, I don't allow it. You know what I mean? Like I stop.
Some people do on it.
Yeah, but you're like, you know what? Like if you love your neighborhood, you love your city enough, it's like if you're gonna give the homies, if you're gonna let your homies, whoever you call your brothers, a Nas balloon and let these fools get high and get fucked up, like I'm not coming from a place to judge, but it's honestly, if I'm gonna give you something that's gonna destroy you, homie, I don't love you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, unfortunately, that's how we're both trauma bonding, homie, is by getting high together, you know? But at the end of the day, like now that I've lived through it, I've gone through it, I'm older enough, I could tell my homies, like, trust me, dog, like you fools don't need to get into that, dog. Because you fools don't need a Nas. Yeah, you don't need a Nas, homie. You know, like, yeah, it's cool for the moment, homie. You're feeling something for the moment, fool, pero like, que pendejo, homie. Like you see, eventually you're gonna be an older homie, and how you're gonna look holding a balloon and having a little homie look up to you, like, hey, you're my OG. Like, homie, that's trash, dog. Yeah, you're supposed to teach them the right way, you know. But scratch that off. I didn't know Manos when I was 12. When I was 14, that's when I met him. I met him. Me and my baby daddy met him. My baby daddy was 15. I was 14. I get confused because I was stupid drugs from back then. But no, I was 14 when I met him. I knew him for a while, you know. And when I went to him, they unzipped that shit, and I just seen him. It looked like he was sleeping, and I was like, you felt like your soul left your body for a little bit? Fool, like, I was like, wake up. Like, I thought he would know my voice enough to wake up, because we knew each other for years. Yeah. Like, I ain't talking one, I ain't talking two. Like, I'm talking like, wow, like what? Like, let me see, something. Like 7 years, bro. Yeah. 7, and fuck, fool. Like, when he was gone, my baby daddy was working. I didn't even know how to tell him. Trip out. When my baby daddy and me were sleeping in my house, fool, it's just me and my mom and the kids. You hear like at my fucking bedroom door, knocking loud as fuck, bam, 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 just knocking on that shit hard. And we're looking, and then my baby daddy got scared too. He's like, what the fuck? And he's like, what the fuck is that, you know? And I'm just like tripping, and then I started low-key dropping tears. Like, that's Manos. Like, I felt like he couldn't believe he died. Type shit, you know. Like, it was really hard. Manos was loved, man. He was really loved, but I never got to meet Hazard, the homie from Langdon Street, Stepas, rest in peace. I never got to meet him, but anybody I ever met from Langdon, like, it's just nothing but good things. Fuck yeah. No, it's just nothing but good things. My hood and their hood are very close, man. Yeah, it's nothing but good things. So when did music come in? So that's what I'm saying right now. When I realized all that shit, I couldn't be a petty baby mama. I was like, you know what? I felt like I was maturing right there. You were growing. I was like, I'm gonna let you see your kids. I'm gonna let you do this. We're friends. We're good. We talk. We co-parent. We're tight. I talk to him every day. You know, he tells me his shit. I tell him mine. And one day I told him last year in June, I told that fool, I was like, because he heard that, because I talked to homies in county, homies in prison. I guess it got to his ear. And he's like, I heard this and that. Is it true? And I was like, yeah. He's like, let me hear something. Started rapping to him, and he was like, I slept with you for 6 years and I didn't even know you fucking rap like that. You feel me? And then I was like, hey, that's because probably most of the songs you're writing about when you're with him were like this shit to him. I never wrote nothing to him. Oh, okay. I kept it a secret from 11 till last year. My mom didn't know, my brother, nobody knew. No one knew. But it was time for me to leave that like everything he made me, that person, like that me. You closed the chapter in that book. I closed it. And I just wanted to make my life peace, because it's like, I don't want to leave this world knowing me and him are in bad terms. I don't want to leave the world knowing that I never let him see his kids because I was being petty, because he cheated, or because he texted a girl, like fuck bitches and all that shit. Like, hey, but did you notice the moment you started doing that with him, that you started doing that with everybody else around you?
Hell yeah.
And what I'm talking about is the part of making peace, right? Because you think about it, you could only live through trauma and like going through bad shit for so long before your body and your mind gives out. You know, people usually like think of suicide, people think of doing drugs, people want to change. You know, so that's why that's saying like you're not ready to change until you're ready to change. You know, you can't change nobody until they're ready. You know, when was that day for you when you're like, damn, I'm ready? And what was it like? Just
change?
Yeah, hell yeah. Like no, like finally feeling like a monkey's been lifted off your back, you know?
Well,
that burden.
To be honest, I talked about this in the other podcast. There's only one big fucking reason on why I changed everything. When I was 13 and a half, I was about to be 14. I won't forget this day. I was high as fuck and I was stuck on heroin, like smoking it.
Right.
I didn't go home for days, and I went home and I was fucking like I couldn't use the bathroom. I was shivering, all that shit.
Yeah.
And one day I sat down and I heard if you know what I'm talking about, like you hear the devil in your head.
Yeah.
And anyone that does drugs, you hear that devil in your head. Like if you talk to someone normal, they're gonna look at you like you're crazy. But people in the streets like us, they know what we talk. They know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we could see somebody walking down the street, and what most people think that are like just homeless and bums, they're like people like schizo and all that. We're like, no, we know what they're going through. Like they're at that point where they're just
hear shit,
they're hearing the voices. You know,
I was here. I was at that point. I was only like 13 and a half, gonna be 14, and I remember sitting on the sofa, and my mom was over there, and I heard the little devil in my head whispering like, she's the reason why you can't be out on the street. She's the reason why you can't gangbang. She's the reason why was stopping everything that you want.
Yeah.
So I just remember looking at her and I got mad. So I waited till she went to sleep. And when she went to sleep, I had some like pills that the homie gave me. It's kind of like slow down your heart. And when my mom was sleeping, I looked at her and my mind was telling me don't do it. But then my mom was telling me do it. So I had two choices in my head, like pillow or just put something in her drink.
Yeah.
So I was trying to kill her. Right when I'm trying to like, thing or this, she woke up to me like right there trying to like, she's like, what the fuck? Like, you trying to fucking kill me? Like, it took me a long time to like say the story, you know? Because just to think of like me doing some shit like that, like, damn, it's just crazy, fool. Like, you think of some shit like that?
Especially when you get older and you're obviously like a lot more healed than what you were. You think to yourself like, how could I have came to that thought?
Yeah, because if it would have happened the way it did, I wouldn't have my mom.
Well, you wouldn't have everything right now.
I wouldn't have my mom. I wouldn't have shit. I wouldn't have nothing the way I have it. You know, and everything I'm doing right now, like, it's for her. You know, and like, shout out to my mom's fool. Like, I love my mom with all my heart. You know, every day, since then to now, I tell her sorry, fool, every fucking day. And I look at her and I sit down, like, random, fool. It could be today, later on at night. Like, I literally sit by her and I'm just like, Mom, I want to talk to you. And I look at her and she sees I'm down. She's like, what's wrong? And I said, I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry that I didn't care about you. I'm sorry that, like, I tried to fucking kill you. Like, I'm sorry. I was like, I didn't mean it. Like, she's like, I know. Like, don't think about those stuff anymore. But it haunts me, dog. It fucking haunts me. Like, there's reasons why I know about life and how it is. It's because I lived it. A lot of people like to be like, oh, she's young. Oh, she's this. Oh, think whatever you want. I don't give a fuck. I know my story and I know me and I know what I did. So what the fuck? I don't care what anybody says.
Getting I could relate on that sense because you used to deal with people back then who would do the petty party thing where like, oh, I had it worse than you had it worse than me. But when you get older, you heal, you become older, you understand that like it doesn't matter who had it worse. It's about how you dealt with it. Your journey is obviously different than my journey. How you dealt with it with a death is different how I felt with the death, you know, because I've had homies die. I'm gonna be honest. Sometimes I'm cold about it. Like, I don't feel nothing, you know?
Was it mourning? Like, it's different.
Yeah,
People mourn different, bro.
But for a long time, I won't feel nothing, you know? I don't feel sad. I don't feel happy. I just feel like, damn, like, okay, it happened. You know, it's part of the war. You know, I'm part of the war. You know, like, but there's other times where like I do feel it, but there's also times where like, you know, you've dealt with the death and it just hits you hard. You know, it doesn't matter. What I deal with is different from how you deal with things. So you just gotta understand like everybody's journey is different from everybody.
I say it like this. I know about that already because it's just like I've seen people go through worse, but that's my cross. But everybody has bigger crosses, and I've seen people have worse crosses in life. So, yeah, I've seen that shit.
Yeah.
And I tell myself every day, like, you could have had it. It could have been worse. Like, it could be worse. Yeah. You know. Or sometimes I got people like homegirls or homies that tell me stuff and it's not even that bad. And, you know, and sometimes when I tell my stories on podcasts, a lot of people say, that's crazy, you know, she's pretty, like, she doesn't look like she went through all that. I'm glad I stopped at a young fucking age, dog. Right. Because I hear some people that have their parents, 40-something, still stuck on that shit. And I tell them, hey, they're already done. Yeah. If you want to do it, you would have done it a long time ago. Yeah. The older you get, it's harder for you. It's hard. It's harder. You know, I'm glad I stopped, fool, because it's just like, sometimes I look at myself and I'm just like, I could have I could have not stopped. I could have kept going. My babies are my blessing. Of course. Hell yeah. And I want to get into the music, right? Because when did you take music serious? When did it become like? Last year. Last year? What was the first song you dropped? Knock It Off. How did everybody receive it? You received it very good? I just sent it out on Spotify. Yeah. Some people noticed it. But Hazardous is what got me noticed quick. Mm-hmm. That's when I got my managers. Shout out to AMG. Yeah. I got my managers right there. They noticed me on the media. All that shit. Hey, I like the beat you did to Hazardous because last year in the studio, no, that wasn't last year. It might have been 2 years ago. I was in the studio with Westmont Scheme and Psycho and them, and he had pulled up that beat and he was all like, we were gonna do a song called Four Door to it. And then when I heard you do it, I'm like, shit, that shit sounded way better than what we fucking probably did it. I try, man. Honestly, when I write, I notice a lot of people, a lot of rappers like I've seen them in podcasts like, oh, I'm gonna freestyle, like, and I always tell my managers like, hey, bro, I don't want no freestyle shit. Like, it's just because I feel like it's all false. What, you want me to rap everything that comes on top of my head? It's gonna be false. Yeah, and every artist is different how you do it. I write my shit because I went through it. Like I said, my first time writing and starting music was Little Rob in my ears. I would take 5 buses to get to my hood. I lived right there on Hey, talk about the fucking metro state. I think the Valley has like the best metro fucking buses. Hell yeah. You can hop on every street and catch a bus. Yeah, I would take 5. Yeah. I'll take right there Sherman Way. Sherman Way. I would take like 5 and then to get to Roscoe, it was just all the way straight one, like 5 or 4. I would do that shit every day. Yeah, all the youngsters, I feel like all the real youngsters in the Valley, that's like our definition of trooping, busting it. When you stop, you gonna bust it straight. Go get it. Hit all the buses, you know, and then you do troop it a couple streets, hit another bus, you know, or hit the BMX bikes. But okay, so I heard you got signed. Did you get signed? Yeah, we're gonna do it. Yeah. What's the works in that? To be honest, they mainly wanna they were focusing like on like numbers right now. And my music. So I just dropped Hazardous, but I recently went in the studio and I'm gonna drop 2-Step in real soon. Gotcha. I have other songs that I'm working on. I also worked on one recently with somebody, but that's a little like, you know, save later. But 2-Step and that's just hard. I feel like it's harder than Hazardous. Yeah. Who produced 2-Step? 2-Step mixed by DG. Got you. Yeah, he's dope as fuck. Shout out to DG. Yeah, hell yeah. I've heard some of his work. Really, really good stuff. Yeah, real good. What are your plans? Like, what are you looking to do? You know, are you looking to put projects? You want to just do singles? You want to do a lot of features? You know, what do you want to do? Futures to me, like that, man, being a female and like rap motherfuckers wanting to work, they see me. I don't blame fools that rap trying to see me as, oh, look at what she's posting, like she this, she that. Oh, let me try to get a little, like, man, you ain't gonna get nothing but like, I'm gonna brush you off like you never been brushed off, dog. Like, I'm gonna keep it business and business only. Like, you're gonna do a future, you better have your fucking verse, all that shit ready. You better have it ready. You better stack, the money. Yeah, you better have money. You better have all this shit. Cause I was doing at first. Right. But now you have to sacrifice, you know. Everybody sacrifices. I'm keeping a business, dog. I can't be sitting around and goofing around. Like, I don't know what motherfuckers be on, man. Like, I'm different. You can't really. Do you feel like you can have real personal? Can you even have personal relationship in the industry like
like the one you're in, like artists, like I
Like
feel
a
like
relationship, like dating a rapper or something?
no, not even dating. It's just like being even just being trying to be friends with them and shit. Like, isn't it hard because like at the end of the day, they got their own journey that they're gonna go on. You got your own.
Nah, to be honest, I'm really cool with some rappers. Some rappers are already like on the like main page. Like I'm cool with some of them. Like dope as fuck. Sometimes I don't blame rappers for trying to test a female out. Like, let me see if she's with the business. Let me see if she's one of them.
Right.
And I'm not one of them. I'm just with the business. Like I'm from out here. Like people in LA or stuff like they don't know how we are over here. Like just how some of we.
Well, look, let's keep it real, right? As being Valley babies, let's keep it 100% real. When we were young, we would hit the halls. First of all, like growing up in the Valley, like going to LA was like going to Europe to us for me. Like I just never would go to LA. I would always be in the Valley. So all I knew was the Valley. But the moment I started hitting the halls as a kid, you would start running into kids from like East LA, like Harbor area, from Long Beach. They were like, "Oh, you're from the Valley." Whatever, or Vienna. They like to start dissing and shit. And it's to me, it's like we had to prove ourselves even more. Like we already had.
You get to know a lot of people when you're like busted, especially in the stations too. When they're booking and shit.
The stations, so many fucking funny stories. In stations.
Yeah, I know, me too.
Shit.
Crazy.
Give me your best one.
My best one. Okay, so I got busted right there on Langdon. I was with my baby daddy, and they took me because I had something on me. And when they took me, my baby daddy was like, "Where the fuck's my baby mama?" The homies were like, "Fool, they took her," like And then I called my baby daddy, no caller ID. I was like, "I'm busted," and he's like, "Fuck, mama, I'm sorry." Like I was like, "Don't trip," I'm in the holding cell and there's like all these, where you're getting your fingerprints? There's also fools there too.
It's kind of mixed up right there.
Let me tell you, man, I was high as fuck and I seen 3 prostitutes. They look like trannies or something. And they're like, "You're so beautiful." Like, "Oh my God." And I'm just like, "Oh yeah, thank you,"
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Where are you coming from?" And I was like, "Around here." And then I was like, "Where are you coming from?" I was already the boulevard or something. For like
Sepulveda.
Yeah, and she just looked like straight off tranny, bro. She had lipstick, like she just came from doing work, and then I turned to the side. I'm getting my booking, all that. Like I'm getting like booked and shit. I'm putting my fingerprints. I take a picture, turn here, turn there. They put me in this, like in the holding. There's like a glass, because you can see the other people. Man, there's some motherfucker right there. Yelling, crying like on some bitch shit. And then he's like, and then somebody said, "Hey, like he has shitting problems." And I was like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "What do you mean?" Nah, he wasn't. He was scared. He was gonna go to the county. So he's like, like rubbing it on the tank. I turned around and they're like, "Look, we're not joking." And I turned around and I was like, "Hey, get him some pants or something." And the guy's like, "I already gave you 2. Like I already gave you 2." And I was like, it was disgusting. This fool was wiping his shit.
Just wiping the shit everywhere.
Everywhere. That was disgusting, fool.
Yeah,
oh
the
my
fucking
God.
the holding cells in county was just like the dirtiest fucking places.
I know, my homies told me that shit's dirty.
Dirty. Fucking dirty.
Hell no.
And tell me, I want to know some of the what are some of your favorite things about the Valley? What do you love about our hometown?
Man, you got everything right here, low-key.
Yeah.
Everything. You got
the beach is only like 15 minutes away. When they bring up the beach, I'm like, it's really just like 15, 20 minutes. It's not.
I feel like there's like 3 beaches that are pretty close. I feel like Venice, Malibu, like all that shit's
Santa
close.
Monica, Venice,
you got everything right here. But then it's like when you're wanting to eat something, and especially your Valley baby, it's like you already tried everything.
Yeah, you already tried things. Now me and the homie tried it. And even my girl, like we've been going to fucking East LA, and like that when we want tacos, we're always like, "Man, let's go to East LA." The food's just bomb out there. I'll give LA that. Like the Mexican food out there is a lot better. And plus, I feel
Hollywood too.
Yeah, I got over Hollywood. My dad was a tattoo artist on Hollywood and Highland. So it's funny. I'm gonna tell a quick story. So, okay, on Hollywood and Highland, you know where the Chinese theater is? Across the street, there's a fucking tattoo shop. A big old tattoo shop, right?
Oh shit! Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
I think I do.
It's right across
in the corner.
It's a Hollywood and Highland,
but it's like right there in the corner, like
next to a pizza place and a liquor store.
Yeah, I know what you're
okay, so my dad used to work there, and I was homeschooled, so I used to always be with him. And okay, so right there, the fools would always be with like in Batman suits and Spider-Man suits, and they're taking pictures with people and shit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
Or they'll dress up like a celebrity and all that. Okay,
Spider-Man.
Okay, so right there where that tattoo shop is, there's an alley, and my dad used to go in the back and smoke cigarettes, right? But sometimes when I would go back there with him when he would smoke cigarettes, fucking we would catch like some fool dressed in a Batman suit hitting a pookie. Like he's on a little break. I'm just started getting blazed out.
Hey, that's so
What
sick.
time we
I've
went
seen
back
that
there and
shit.
fucking Spider-Man was getting all got. I was just
Right there, like
slamming, dog. And
You ain't saving nobody.
Hey, they ain't saving nobody, but they will get high as fuck. They'll do their thing and then they go hit back up. They'll go back on Hollywood and Highland and start taking pictures and shit. So now when I see them, I'm like, you motherfuckers are high as fuck, and I know it.
Yeah.
You know. But okay, so what projects do you have coming up? Do you have anything coming
Hell
up?
yeah. I'm gonna finish. We're doing like a hood music video, like in the hood. One in NC, one in Palmdale. And then I was low key thinking like, I was talking to the owner, and that's true that we gonna probably use that spot.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, I'm telling you, the rabbit hole has everything.
cracking,
Little
man.
by little,
The
like
walls are badass,
Yeah,
too,
I
dog.
mean, we even got the bag, but like little by little, we're just with the podcast, we're having people come by, and then I also like having our like previous guests come in and meeting like the new guests too.
Yeah,
So
this
like
shit's popping
it's
right
cool.
here.
It's cool to get everybody meeting and getting together and shit.
Yeah, I got that coming up. I'm trying to get it knocked out in February.
Yeah.
Like in February before my birthday or some shit.
Who are some of the cats from the Valley that you give their respect to and be like, man, they did their shit as an artist, like even growing up or even now?
Shout out to Cassandra Benz and Lonnie, for real. Shout out to Cassandra Benz and Lonnie. They're Lonnie's my peoples, and Benz, I love her, man. I love her like a rap sister. That's like my rock right there, for real.
Hell yeah.
For real. Oh, CS Johnny too. He be getting down on shit.
CS Johnny, that's the homie from the Criminals.
Yeah,
right there.
he be getting down on shit. Yeah. I see. I wish nothing for the best for upcoming rappers that want to rap. I feel like it's giving a lot of people in the media want to be like, oh, like fucking everybody wants to rap now. But honestly, fool, I'm nothing but support. I wish nothing but the best.
But you know what? I was talking to who was I? I think I was interviewing Richie Valley. He's an artist out of Pacoima.
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Yeah. It was and we were just talking about like the state of hip hop in the Valley right now, and I was telling him, and he was even telling me like, we have a good opportunity to like bring something good out of the Valley right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's so many of us right here, and bullshit aside, like, yeah, there is a lot of prides. I mean, look, don't get us wrong. Us from the Valley, we love the Valley, but we love the city we come from. And that obviously puts a lot of like walls for us to work with each other, obviously because of what it is. But I think right now is a perfect opportunity where a lot of those walls are coming down and we can start, really coming together and promoting each other, working with each other, getting each other going. And so you say like CS Johnny, have you worked with them before?
We be talking like just like normal, like, hey, like
check in with each other.
Yeah, we'll be checking in with each other. To be honest, I've never talked about working with people. I do want to work with Benz though. Me and Benz are planning on it. I already did. My first music drop was with Lonnie.
Yeah.
We did Product of the Villains. We did that shit right there.
Would you ever do a song with A1A Robs?
We were talking about it. Yeah, we've been talking about it. That's somebody.
Shout
out to Rob. Hey,
yeah,
what? Shout out to Rob.
Hey,
that's the boy.
For real. Like
I was just talking to him like a couple days ago. He's doing good.
Rob's the one for me growing up. The only song I ever heard of him was obviously it's an A1A anthem. I mean, like, I'm gonna give you your flowers, dog.
Yeah.
The homie, shit. I
shit
grew up on Rob's, but it's not that. It's the homie has. I can't deny it, dog. Like you got the style, you got the flow, you got everything. The ghetto-ness about the homie, like, and the way he be like carrying himself is like a real hood baby, like, But when A1A Hoes came on, like that was our anthem, and for him to say the city first too, I appreciate it.
I know.
Like,
I heard it. A lot of people like that shit.
Yeah, hell yeah. He's like, I knew this one bitch out of Van Nuys.
I think he was the first male rapper in the Valley that I spoke to, and that I get along with Rob hella cool.
I never spoke to him, but I could tell he's a shower. I would love to have him on the show.
Real ass motherfucker. Shout out to Rob, man.
But he's funny, man. I even remember when he was working with Big Sipes, rest in peace. Big Sipes did a lot of good things too. Because the only thing we had back then was like South Lane Gangsters. But I'm gonna be honest, I remember, hey Johnny, when we were in the car yesterday when Gangsters Get Lonely 2 came on the car. Remember, we're like, damn, this shit is whack.
He high as fuck.
No, he's high as fuck.
I'm trying to remember.
Hey, I said, remember we were in the car yesterday and then they put on fucking Gangsters Get Lonely too.
What the fuck you doing?
Or like,
they're from the Valley.
yeah, they're from I think they're from Canoga, but yeah, they were. I was like, damn, this shit is.
My dad bumps that song.
Yeah. That's how Johnny C was made, off of Gangsters Get Lonely too. Shit. So all right, I got a couple of things I want to ask right before we end this off, right? these are kind of like rapid fire questions, just so your fans can kind of get to know you and shit,
All right, cool. Go ahead, shoot.
So, if you're on an island and you could only listen to 3 artists for 1 year, who would you listen to?
If I wait, hold on. Say it again. You said if I was stuck in the island.
Yeah, you were stuck on an island for a year. You could only listen to 3 artists. Who
I'd rather fucking put some shells in my ear. Not just, I'm just
Don't listen to the ocean.
To be honest, does it have to be like upcoming or new?
No, it could be whatever. 03 Greedo?
03, you over there.
03? Which one?
What's it
Which
called?
03?
Nah, I would listen to
I got my kids on that what's that shit? I was stuck in traffic. About 03, fuck.
Wake me up in
Wake me up in traffic. I was thinking about my ass coming over here stuck in traffic. Like, yeah, there you go. Shit.
I was stuck in traffic.
I was stuck in traffic with Tragic.
I'm fucking dead.
Hey, but what 03 Greedo song was it?
It was Back on My Feet.
Oh.
I mean, I would listen to it, but
not on no
island though.
Not
like,
on the island for a whole year.
You know what? The ones I would listen to on an island is I'm gonna be straight up. F Nasty 323. I would listen to 48 bars.
Yeah.
That shit hard as fuck.
That's the homie from King Cobras,
fuck
right?
yeah, I would listen to that shit. Shout out to Nasty. That shit's hard as fuck.
Shout out to the homie from King Cobras too.
One song I could listen to for real. You know, because you just feel it, like, especially from here, like that. It makes you want to throw gang signs on the window.
I forgot who I was talking to, but I'm like, there's just some artists who you could tell, like, motherfucker, like, I fuck with you, you know, because you could tell, like, you were real one off the street, you know?
Yeah.
And there's some of them who can't just, like, they can't translate it, you know? Like, they look the part, they play the part, but you're kind of like, hey, man, you're kind of foo-foo, you know? Like, you know?
Like, you could tell that shit, man. Like, you could, like me.
Yeah.
You could tell when a female's really gangster and really went through shit, but then you could also notice, like, a bitch that's rapping and she's playing a part.
Yeah.
Like, man, you better take them pants off, bitch. I got homies that got smoked for being dressed like that.
Who were some of the female artists you were looking up to coming up?
Snow the Product.
Snow the Product, hell
Fuck yeah.
My girl be bumping Snow the Product all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn.
we were like looking for it.
No, but my girl be bumping her all the time, and I'm like, damn.
hard.
I remember Snow's been out for so long. That's another person I'm gonna give her flowers. So she's been out for so long.
Fuck yeah.
But she's been consistent. You know what I mean? She's been consistently just dropping good
Like crazy.
music, and she bar for bar, she could knock out a lot of homies too, like males. You know, all around.
Yeah.
She's just a beast of an artist.
Hey, you know what? I found out about her watching a badass fucking show, Queen of the South.
Yeah.
She was badass fuck right there, man. She did her shit. I was like, damn, you know what? Boom, I see her on Instagram. I was like, oh shit. I was like, so you know what? Like, I could bump Snow the Product, and then what's it called? Another rapper. You said 3, right?
Yeah.
I said 2.
However many.
Another rapper. Nah, just you said 3. I don't really fuck with too many. One that I could also.
You didn't like Lady of Rage? I rock rough and stuff on my Afro.
You know what? Hold on. I got my shit right here. Like the mainline ones, like that I could like bump all the time. She said 03. Are you crazy as fuck? Like, this bitch, you better shut up.
Not for a whole fucking year.
Let me see. Oh, Big X the Plug for sure.
Big X the Plug. Hey, he's been coming up.
Fuck yeah.
I've been bumping a lot of his stuff.
Levels. Hard. I could really bump that right there. Thinking I'm getting like gone on the island and shit.
He's cool. I like him. I like his style, his flow, everything. There's some like music that I just can't get into, but like when he came out, I'm like, he got something going, you know, and it's cool. You know, he doesn't do too much of what he does.
Yeah, like you know what I noticed? When you listen to rappers nowadays, you gotta want to listen to it.
Yeah,
like it has to be repeatedly, like you wanting to fucking, you know,
keep listening to it.
Because the first time that I talked to my managers, they told me like if you're gonna be rapping about gangbanging and stuff, it can't be like fuck this side or fuck that. That's where you're gonna look at you. You gonna be flagged real quick. People are gonna want your ass. You speaking about shit.
But not even that. Like it's just bad for business. Like who's gonna really want to work for somebody like that? And who's
gonna want to like
inherit all that beef?
Yeah, like you gotta switch it up. Like me, I talk about my gangbanging stuff, but I smooth it out to a point where it's gonna be catchy for anyone
do it in a righteous way.
Listen to type shit. You feel me? So I mean, like I said, shout out to a lot of the rappers that are coming up, especially like young rappers that want to come up. You know, I feel like a dream's a dream, and if you want to chase it, you better chase it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You know, it's not like you can never do it. there's some fucked up rappers that be like, oh, this fool wants to rap all of a sudden. And it's like fucked up because it's like, man, also remember when you were coming up, you probably thought you wouldn't make it, but you made it. So how you think a youngster feels? They probably look up to you talking shit.
Yeah, for sure.
That's how I see it. Straight
Oh
up.
yeah, hey, and also, damn, I wanted to throw this out there. Hey, rest in peace to an A1A legend, a producer and a big old beat maker, man. Not a lot. I don't know if a lot of these artists now know who he is, but he went by EQ.
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 Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah,
When did
EQ.
that?
I'm not too sure how long ago he died. I know there's another rapper from the Valley. He goes by Destruct. He posted it, but I remember seeing EQ growing up, and he was always consistent as a really good producer and a beat maker. So I just want to give his flowers, like, hey, go rest in peace, homeboy, and also rest in peace to Gravity too.
Oh, hey, Gravity, man. Hey, let me tell you something about Gravity, man. He was like an angel already telling me something when he wasn't even an angel yet.
Yeah.
I won't forget. He FaceTimed me, and he told me, I'm gonna let you use my new Escalade. I'm gonna let you use any car.
Man, that Escalade was bad as fuck.
And he's like, I'm gonna let you use it. I said, how much? He's like, nah, bro. He's like, I believe in you. He's like, I believe you're gonna go far places. And he's like, and I'm not just telling you this.
Yeah.
He's like, I mean it,
Yeah.
And he said this at 5 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
Like, he was, I said, fool, what are you doing? I'm in my car with the AC on.
Yeah. I'll pull up. I'll be right here in my hood. I'll pull up the Calvert and I see this big old black fucking Escalade, all tinted, murdered out and shit. I'm like, man, I better.
It's a trip.
I better be fucking Gravity. I walk up, he just be chilling there, smoking and shit.
It's a trip, fool, because the last conversation I had with him, I have the message still, fool. I couldn't believe it. I said, you okay? He's like, yeah, I'm in the hospital. I said, bro, what they diagnose you with, brother? And he's like, and he said, what's that word that they diagnose? When you have a bunch of...
I don't know, but I think he had diabetes though too, right?
No, when you have a lot of mucus and it turns into...
Oh, leukemia.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know, yeah.
It's when a lot of water gets in your lungs.
Yeah, and
you pretty much like suffocate. It's the sad
and I was
part
like, man, I hope you're okay. Like, and I was like, you're good? He's like, I'm trying to hang in there. He literally texted me this, bro. I have the messages. And then he left me on scene. And then that's when I heard, like, he was in the ICU. And I was like,
he fell in a coma.
You could really lose someone in a second, a day, an hour, 20 minutes. Fuck, I could be here and I'm just...
Man, Gravity. I knew Gravity since I was a kid because back in Gravity's days when he was younger, him and my older brother, they were in the party scene. Like, we had a big old party scene back in the days, and Gravity was he was somebody from the party scene that we had here in the Valley. He threw some of the best parties. Like, he was known for it. He had his party crew, he had everything. So then I went away for a little bit, came back, he started doing the tow trucking thing. Gravity's towing. And I remember I reconnected with him. I'm like, damn, fool, I started like keep doing it. And the last time I talked to him had to be like almost 2 months ago, and I had got a tow from him, and then I heard that he passed away, and that shit's sad,
Oh yeah, like, he was loved by a lot. They're doing Las Palmitas. Shout out to Las Palmitas.
Yeah.
Hey, I got Hartford. That's my people's right there.
Hey,
she has the best food.
If you're from the A1A, that's somebody we want to pop out for. Like, he was cool.
Yeah.
He had a good heart.
This Sunday, right there.
He had a good heart. He was funny.
Brantford, no?
Yeah.
Brantford Street.
The homie had a good heart. He was funny. He was an asshole, and he knew it. He was an asshole. He fucking knew it. But that was the homie though. Like, Gravity had a good heart at the end. And yeah, I just want to also say, like, my condolences to the homie also. But real quick,
big heart people.
Last question. Give me a quote you live by every day.
I always tell myself, like, I'm gonna forgive you, but I won't forget. And it's to myself too. Yeah. Like, I forgive myself, but I won't forget.
Yeah.
I'm gonna forgive, but I won't forget. I always say that all the time. I don't know why. I've always said that for years, ever since what I just talked about, And I try my best to try to forget, but you can't forget it, bro. Yeah. You can't forget it. And it's true, it's facts. You try so hard to forget about something. Oh, it's old. Yeah. It's right there. Right there. You just can't.
Man, I'll fuck with it. I want you to tell the people where they can find you.
You can find my music. Hazardous is streaming everywhere on all platforms.
Yes, sir. Go on and get at that.
Instagram at Kriminallydivine 13. That West Side shit, you feel me? All that. It's the same name, everything. YouTube, Kriminallydivine, same thing.
Go run those numbers up. Go get at her. Follow, like, share, subscribe, and get at her. Also, man, it's been another blessing. We're gonna have another beautiful weekend. We're gonna have you stick around. I don't know if you got time, but you're gonna stick around. We got
shout out to the homie right
hell
here.
yeah,
Man.
shout out. Damn, my bad. My hands over here broken, but I appreciate it. She don't trip. Like I said.
I'm about to break his ass.
Like I said, people know what time it is. That's why I got that clock on my head. Shit. Hey, anyways, but man, shout out to ETV. It's your host, Clean Side Blaze.
Shout out to
We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna get the homies in over here, and we're gonna keep having fucking fun and keep bringing up content.
Hey, we should get him here right now.
Shit, hell yeah. No, we're gonna have an episode with him right now.